stop scrolling, because what I'm about to tell you might hit you harder than anything you've heard all week. Not because it's new, but because deep down, you already know it's true and you've been ignoring it. That quiet feeling in your chest right now, that uncomfortable awareness that you could be doing more with your life, that's not random. That's the version of you keep postponing, trying to get your attention. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, I promise you this won't just be another motivational speech you forget tomorrow. It might be the moment you finally wake up and decide to change everything. There was a man I want you to imagine, not special at first, just ordinary. Same kind of life most people live without questioning. He wakes up every day to an alarm he hates. He hits snooze once, then twice, then finally drags himself up because he has to, not because he wants to. His phone is the first thing he touches, and before his feet even hit the floor, the world has already filled his mind with noise. Messages, videos, other people's lives, other people's success. And without realizing it, he's already started comparing his life to people who decided to go harder while he decided to go easier. He tells himself he'll change tomorrow, or Monday, or next month. But tomorrow never actually arrives, because tomorrow is where discipline goes to die quietly while excuses get louder. And maybe you've been living a version of that same life. Maybe you've been telling yourself that you're just tired, or just busy, or just not in the right mood. But the truth nobody wants to say out loud is this: it's not about time, it's about decision. And right here, right now, I need you to hear this clearly. You are not stuck. You are not trapped. You are not behind. You are simply not locked in yet. There's a difference, because the moment you decide to lock in, everything starts shifting. Your focus sharpens. Your excuses get quieter. Your distractions start to lose power over you. One day, something small happens. Nothing dramatic. No movie moment, no lightning strike, just a regular morning where everything feels heavier than usual. He sits on the edge of his bed longer than normal, not because he's tired, but because for the first time, he's questioning everything. The job, the routine, the scrolling, the nights wasted doing nothing meaningful, the dreams he used to talk about but stopped believing in. And in that silence, a thought shows up. Quiet, but dangerous. What if this is it? What if this is the whole life he's going to get? Not because he's incapable, but because he never fully showed up for it. That thought doesn't leave him. It follows him to work. It sits with him during lunch. It walks with him on the way home. And that night, something changes. He doesn't become perfect. He doesn't suddenly become a different person. But he makes one decision, a small one. He says, I'm going to try. Properly this time. And that's where everything begins. They don't see the future you're trying to build. They don't feel the frustration you feel when you look at your potential and realize how much of it is still untouched. And here's the truth most people avoid. Your biggest competition is not other people. It's your comfort zone. It's the version of you that wants everything but is not willing to sacrifice anything. That version of you will always try to convince you that later is enough. But later never builds anything. Only action does. So this man starts small. He wakes up earlier, even when he doesn't feel like it. He works when nobody is watching. He starts focusing on one thing instead of chasing everything. And at first, nothing changes. That's the part that breaks most people. Because they expect immediate reward for delayed effort. But progress doesn't shout. It whispers. One day he realizes he's a little less distracted, a little more focused, a little more in control. Not because life got easier, but because he got stronger. And that strength didn't come from motivation. It came from repetition, from doing what he said he would do even when he didn't feel like it. And this is where most people fail. They think motivation is supposed to carry them, but motivation is temporary. Discipline is what stays when motivation disappears. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. Days when everything inside you says, skip today. days when quitting feels easier than continuing. And those are the exact days that decide who you become, not the easy days, the hard ones. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are literally rewriting your identity. You are telling yourself, I am the kind of person who follows through. And slowly, something shifts. But let's be real, it's not a straight path. There are setbacks. There are days where you fall back into old habits. There are moments where you question if it's even worth it. And in those moments, you have two choices: go back or go deeper. Most people go back. A few go deeper. And the ones who go deeper are the ones who eventually win, because they understand something simple but life-changing. Failure is not the opposite of progress. It is part of it. You don't fail your way backward. You fail your way forward as long as you don't quit. At some point, this man realizes something else. He realizes that nobody is coming to save him. No perfect opportunity, no magical moment, no sudden rescue. Just him, his decisions, and his willingness to stay consistent when it's hard. And that realization changes everything. He stops waiting, stops hesitating, stops asking for permission from life. He starts moving like time matters because it does. He starts treating every day like it has weight because it does. He starts understanding that success is not built in moments of inspiration. It's built in boring repetition that most people avoid. And maybe right now, you need to hear this part more than anything else. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. Because clarity doesn't come before action. It comes after. And when you finally start moving, something inside you wakes up. It wakes. Not loudly, not dramatically, but clearly. You start seeing possibilities you ignored before. You start respecting yourself more. And when you respect yourself more, your standards rise automatically. You stop accepting distractions. You stop tolerating excuses. You stop living below your potential. And that's when the real transformation begins. Now, I want you to think about your own life for a second. Not the version you show people, not the version you post. The real one. The one behind closed doors. The habits nobody sees, the decisions nobody knows about. That's where your future is being built right now. And you already know what needs to change. You don't need another reminder. You need a decision. So what are you going to do after this video ends? Because if nothing changes after this moment, then nothing changes at all. But if you decide today is the day you stop negotiating with your potential, everything can shift. And I need you to really hear this. You are closer than you think, not to perfection, but to progress, to momentum, to becoming someone you respect. But only if you stay consistent when it's uncomfortable. Only if you show up when nobody's watching. Only if you stop waiting and start acting. And when you do, you'll look back one day and realize that it was never about talent. It was never about luck. It was about decision. About discipline, about refusing to quit on yourself. So don't overthink it. Don't delay it. Don't negotiate it. Start now. And if this message hit you even a little bit, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment and write what you're going to change starting today, not tomorrow. Today. Share this with someone who needs to wake up too, because there's always someone around you who's one decision away from changing their entire life. Just like you are. And remember this as you move forward. The life you want is not waiting on time. It's waiting on you to decide you're done being the same. Stop playing small. Stop waiting. Get up, lock in, and go take it.